Welcome to the Blitz Growth Podcast. Listen in to learn how founders, entrepreneurs, and creators build and scale their businesses online. Let's get started.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Blitz Growth. Here we have Jesse Lakes. Really excited about this episode. He's got a ton of background in affiliate marketing and some really cool projects that he's been working on. And so there's a lot of information that he can share through that. So he founded Genius Link and is currently CEO of Kit.co and Genius Link. So there's a lot of info that we can squeeze out of Jesse today. And just a little bit of a background on those tools. Do you just want to kind of dive in and kind of explain what they are, and then also sort of how you got started with building these two companies?
Sure. Should I try to combine those? It's kind of a fun story. Get yourself comfortable here. But I'll put those two together. The story starts a little over a decade ago. I was running a series of websites that took the soundtracks from extreme sports films and listed them out with different links to iTunes and Amazon. And when someone clicked on these links, I'd earn a commission. It was kind of the definition of affiliate marketing. And from these sites, I had this nice hockey stick growth in traffic, but my revenue was really flat. And it was really kind of a head scratcher of why, if I had more traffic, more people come to the site, why wasn't I working more money? And kind of my aha moment was when I realized that my sites had really evolved and were becoming very popular internationally, but all my affiliate links were essentially sending everyone to the US iTunes store and to Amazon.com. So the aha moment was first realizing that. The oh no moment was realizing that most of this traffic I was now serving essentially a broken link because of music being digital rights and digital rights licensing. Those international people weren't able to buy from my link. So I essentially just set up this dead end buying experience for a good chunk of my traffic. So that then created this deeper dive into the iTunes affiliate program in particular, which is where the bulk of the money was coming from. This was, iTunes' heyday. Everyone was starting to buy music at that point. I ended up writing a book about the iTunes affiliate program. Really dope.
How long ago is this?
This is 2009, 2008, 2009.
Okay.
2009, was ready to publish the book towards the end of the summer. Found some people on LinkedIn that actually worked at Apple, seemed to be associated with the affiliate program, and sent them a copy thinking, hey, you know what? I think your affiliate program is amazing. I absolutely love it. It's done really well for me, but there's no documentation. This has been incredibly challenging there. Here's this book. I think you're going to appreciate it. Take a look at it. Let me know what you think. I'm going to publish it in a week or so. Mm-hmm. So got a note back. It was the exact opposite of what I expected. It was essentially a cease and desist. Who was I to write this book? They didn't know anything about me. It must all be lies, etc. So they asked for a phone call though. Yeah. So I spent the day, stressing out. Apple's. I'd always been an Apple fanboy, and this was like,
a tough one.
So excited to finally talk to someone, and so scared of Apple legal. But we hopped on the phone. First 30 seconds, very civil and polite, and then 45 minutes. This woman just kind of yelled at me. I was going to make her life miserable. She was managing this program with not enough resources, and again, how could I know anything about this program? So at the end of it, I agreed that I was going to push back the publishing date, let them take a look at it. 3 weeks later, they came back. Out of 160 pages, 60,000 words, I had 3 mistakes. Had a misspelling. I flip-flopped 2 parameters in part of the link string. And I was using someone's email address that I probably shouldn't. So after that conversation, the tone completely changed and went from, you know what, why don't you actually come join us at Apple and fix some of these problems you talk about in your book? So at that point, I was essentially a bum bouncing between Colorado and the summers as a whitewater rafting guide. I'd go down to Costa Rica in the winter and work as ecotourism and then do some marketing as well. So it was like this perfect opportunity to kind of actually start my career. So I took off to California, started going to office obviously in Cupertino, and started like working on this iTunes affiliate program. And over the next 2 years, cleaned up a lot of the problems I talked about, but made this what we call now Geo Fragmentation problem much worse. And Geo Fragmentation, again, is really kind of this idea that if you have a US-based credit card, you can only buy from the US-based store. If you're Australian-based, you have an Australian credit card, you can only buy from the iTunes store for Australia. You can't buy from any store around the world. So when you have someone that is promoting a product with a link that goes to one store, everyone else that doesn't live in that same country is essentially getting an error message. They're kind of getting this broken user experience. So the book was an important part. Spending time at Apple was an important part of it. But before the book was finished, I actually worked with my best friend growing up, and we started building this solution that would take a link, and based off of your IP would figure out where you're coming from, that it would send you to the right store. And that was the very beginning of GeoRide initially, which became Genius Link. So that, kind of pushed that to the side during my time at Apple. But again, made that problem worse. We went from 17 affiliate programs to 45 when I left. So it was a small problem in the beginning. I made it a much worse problem, thanks to the direction from my awesome boss at Apple. But ultimately, after a couple of years, just realized that there was a legit problem that needed to be solved. Amazon at the same time had also significantly grown their storefronts. Their footprint was much bigger and had the exact same problem where you need to use Amazon.com affiliate program to monetize on Amazon.com. Amazon.com does very well with US-based residents. They can ship everywhere, but Amazon has spent billions of dollars building out Amazon.co.uk for the UK and Amazon.de for Germany, et cetera. So there was this legitimate problem that needed to be solved. So that was the beginning of GeoRide again, which kind of morphed into Genius Link. It was just to make sure that an affiliate link worked for your whole audience, not just one specific audience that you're most familiar with, but make sure you're not leaving money on the table from that 10% of traffic in Europe and that 5% of traffic in Australia, et cetera. All that you work hard for those clicks, to build that community. You deserve those commissions. So we have really kind of helped enable that. So that's the Genius Link story. Taking a quick step back, when I was at Apple, I met this woman named Camille. Camille also worked on the iTunes marketing team. She then left to YouTube shortly afterwards. I kind of lost track of her after that. But I got a call in 2015. Camille was now in New York and she was working on the startup. Hey, can you share some expertise about the affiliate stuff? Because she knew I'd written a book about affiliate. I knew a few things. So I hopped on a call with her team. We talked about it a little bit. Turns out Camille was building it was kit.com at that point, which is now kit.co. And we just talked about how to leverage Amazon's API, how Amazon's affiliate program can actually be really beneficial to creators, et cetera. So I was really fortunate to be able to work with Camille for the early days of Kit to help them kind of build up some of those pieces. They incorporated the Genius Link technology at that point. And unfortunately, they were then acquired by Patreon, and then we were able to actually grab the assets from Patreon. Just over a year ago, September of last year. And now,
so what was acquired by Patreon?
So Kit.com was acquired by Patreon, and then we bought Kit from Patreon. There's this crazy story about the domain where Patreon didn't actually buy the domain, so we bought the assets. We weren't actually getting the domain. Yeah, so it's kit.co now. Exactly. It all worked out in the end, thanks to some very awesome Kit users. But anyway, that was the long answer to how did I end up in here? What are these two companies? How do they work together? Genius Link is really geared towards making Amazon.com links work internationally. Kit is really geared towards creators that are sharing curations of products, different kits of how they solve problems with different products. So anyway, sorry, that was a very long answer.
No, we like the detail. And so for those of you who are wondering, okay, that was too complex. Now just diving into affiliate marketing and affiliate links and why it's important to creators. Like there's a reason why music creators use it iTunes, e-commerce stores using it in Amazon. And of course, YouTube was very interested because they have some of the they have the biggest audience of creators in the world. So maybe just in the simplest terms, explain what affiliate marketing is, so that also Kit and Genius Link make sense to those obviously who haven't heard too much about it. But for those who have, they're obviously great tools for making sure that you're maximizing the value of every single click.
Sure. Yeah, affiliate marketing, as you're saying, Jack, you hit the nail right in the head. As creators, you have different models of monetization, right? You've got your ads, you've got your sponsorships, patronage, your merch, but affiliate is really kind of this other piece of the puzzle for what your revenue story should look like. And affiliate marketing is really when you make a recommendation using a specialized link so that whoever you're making that recommendation to, if they go and buy, you'll be rewarded for it. So Amazon, again, has this massive affiliate program. It's called Amazon Associates. If you're a part of the Amazon Associates program, they're going to give you an Amazon link that includes a special tag equals and some special value. And that special value lets Amazon know that it was you, XYZ YouTuber or XYZ creator that made that recommendation. So if you're doing a unboxing video or a product review, or even just list out a few of the different cameras or lenses or lights that you use in your videos, when someone clicks on those links, again, Amazon knows that it was you that sent that traffic. Anything that person buys in 24 hours, you'll then get a commission for. And again, that can be an incredibly lucrative way to monetize your audience, help reward yourself as a creator, make sure that you can keep creating by keeping your financials straight.
I would say affiliate marketing is probably one of the easiest ways to make your first dollar online. I remember back in the day when I first made my first dollar, affiliate marketing was actually how I did it.
Awesome.
Even though I don't do any of that anymore, but it's definitely the easiest way to make your first dollar online. Going back to that, I'm super interested.
Sorry to unpack that, right? So YouTubers, you have to get a certain size before you get the sponsorship deals. You have to, again, hit a certain size before YouTube will start paying you out your AdSense money, the advertising money. But affiliate marketing, you have to make 3 sales in 180 days with Amazon, and you can do that essentially from day one. Yeah, it might take you a month or two.
Friends and family.
You're not supposed to technically do that for Amazon, but exactly. It doesn't take much to get those 3 sales. So completely agree. That should be one of the very first revenue models to start off with. So sorry for the interruption. I thought that was just something that is important.
No, it's very important. And so if you do have a social media channel, you have an email list. There's so many options available when you work that in, because if you are providing a lot of value, I think supporters don't mind purchasing through an affiliate link. If you're upfront about it, you're like, hey, I get a kickback on all these links that I've put down here. That kickback is the reason why I have time and resources to do these reviews and let you know what the best tools are, that sort of thing. So I think there's some affiliates that phrase it really, really well so that it's not sneaky or sly. It's like super upfront. It's very acceptable for people to agree that like, hey, you should get a cut of this. Like, you spent hours going through all of this camera gear and told me what the best ones were. You definitely deserve something for that.
Absolutely.
So I think there's a few ways you can do it that works really, really well, and it's actually a way that your followers can support you too, as opposed to actually going and paying you a monthly fee or joining a Patreon or anything like that. That's kind of like a win-win scenario for you and your fans, which is super nice and not very common in many other strategies. Okay, awesome. So what I wanted to actually go into was, you said you started out in affiliate marketing. So how did you sort of make your first $100 in affiliate marketing?
So I took some of the money I got from high school graduation and bought my first domain. And that first domain I tried to do, it was like Lakes Technology, something ridiculous. But tried to build websites for friends as kind of my first real online endeavor, and realized that was way more complicated than it needed to be. It just taking directions from other people, before you know that you need to get requirements and whatever. It was way easier to build websites for myself. So embarked on building a handful of different websites. But the first one was it was called Nifty Tricks, and Nifty Tricks was all about extreme sports. It was the tips, tricks, and techniques to help out extreme sports. Skiing, snowboarding. I forget what the other one, kayaking, and whatever it was. But listing gear there on that website was really kind of the first endeavor into it, and that was a fun passion project, but never really made much money. Did a blog about digital music after that. Explored kind of the online airline booking travel is kind of an affiliate as well. But the first real websites that made $100 within a reasonable time period was these soundtrack websites. It was really kind of fun to take all these other prior adventures, build a website, list it out, and it was it only took a couple days before I started actually making people love music. So back in 2007, 2008, 2009, it was you're only getting 5% of a dollar purchase, but those nickels really added up pretty quickly. So I was really the first $100 or so.
Yeah, well, back then, it was so interesting how everybody was building out their iTunes library and just paying for all this music. It really was a massive disruption when Spotify sort of rolled out. And then what sort of impacted, were you still doing that project when Spotify came out? And then what sort of impact did that have on those affiliates? Because I know this is kind of a hot topic on, if you do go down the path of doing affiliate marketing, the rules can change, like we've seen in YouTube and we've seen in Amazon. There has been scenarios where it's kind of the rules have been changed a little bit. And new technology coming in is definitely one massive way that those rules can change. And that's why you do kind of have to keep up with the times and what affiliate programs are the best. But were you still in that when Spotify rolled out, and what sort of happened?
No, I was a bad entrepreneur. I did not exit those businesses when they were at their peak. I kept them on the side and then just completely ignored them with as soon as the Apple gig started. I was way too focused on my day job. It was the first time I had a day job, a real day job. So it was pretty easy to kind of ignore these other projects. And unfortunately, they kind of died. I've got the domains. I've got the database. Someday I may resurrect them, but you're absolutely right. The original business model does not work anymore. I need a good reason to go back to watching lots of ski and snowboard films, but haven't quite figured out a way to monetize that.
Yeah, but that's definitely an interesting thing to note as well. Like, you need to constantly be looking for the latest affiliate program and the latest incentive program because they do change.
Absolutely.
All right, nice. And so you got a job at Apple. You learned a ton about the iTunes store and all that sort of stuff. And then what made you leave Apple to go and then start your own thing?
So Apple was great. Again, I'd been an Apple fanboy for many, many years. But ultimately I was an entrepreneur, and I was hungry for hustle. I landed in a great spot at Apple. We were doing some really cool projects, was able to fix a lot of things, really get my hands dirty. But for me, one of the things about being an entrepreneur, being a creator, is short feedback cycles. I love to be able to focus really hard, put a lot of effort into something, and then see the rewards from that relatively quickly. The story I tell is at Apple, we were doing this very important project, but it took 6 months. And at the end of it, we only pushed around a handful of pixels. And it was important. It had to happen, but 6 months of work for this minimum thing. And that was just kind of like, maybe the corporate life is not my cup of tea. So at the same time, kind of saw, again, Amazon was drastically increasing its footprint, saw this problem, and ultimately realized that I think I'm more of an entrepreneur at heart. But it was really hard to walk away from Apple. It's a really cool company. I had an amazing boss.
Nice. And then from that, so Apple went into Genius Link, and then how did you sort of find creators to connect with and start using Genius Link? What did that look like?
So we, thought leaders, whatever you want to call it, we were ahead of the curve a little bit here, and it took some years to catch up. So again, started in music. My passion was music. We were really focused on music when I left Apple, and was really focused on Geo and that worked relatively well, but it ended up being that app developers that had the exact same problem and wanted to take advantage of our technology. So went from music to app developers, apps. We worked with a handful of mobile ad networks that was just crazy volume. So it was really cool to see this startup idea actually get some volume. We were profitable kind of right off the bat.
And quickly.
That was that was really good. But then Apple kind of shifted around how their affiliate program worked for app developers. So then we started focus on books, authors. We bought one of our competitors at that point. We rolled out some stuff for Amazon. After the books focus, we focused a lot more on WordPress-based websites, and that worked really well. And then Amazon made some changes. So we still support all these different groups, but about 3 years ago, we started really focusing on creators, YouTube creators. One could argue that musicians and authors and app developers are all creators in their own right as well. And so, it depends on what your definition of creator is. But the YouTubers as creators as well was kind of this last push, this last focus that's been kind of over the last 2.5, 3 years. And it was really just seeing, every time we kind of jumped around to a new audience, we still had that snowball kept kind of rolling and picking up steam. So it was an area, an opportunity where we saw, unfortunately, awesome people doing hard, great work, leaving money on the table. And it just seemed like that was such a great place to really kind of focus our efforts. We saw that Kit was also, doing incredibly well supporting that audience as well. So it's just kind of, it was inevitable that we ended up there. And we're obviously super happy that we did. The YouTube community is pretty amazing.
No. So I think So just to recap some of the best ways to incorporate affiliate marketing. And so you're saying in apps, if you're an app developer, putting affiliate links in apps, then if you write a book, it's putting affiliate links in books, that sort of thing. And then if you have a blog or a content site, putting links in there. Are there any I missed, or are there any that you can see in the near future that are being or getting better and better? I know you just mentioned YouTube as well, putting in the description, but any I missed or any that you can see happening or blowing up in the next 5 years?
So, building a community is always super important, right? And you talk about social media, how you're renting space, right? When you build a group on Facebook, Facebook owns that group. As much as you put all the hard work, blood, sweat, and tears into it, it's ultimately Facebook's, how they determine how much of your post should actually be seen. But ultimately, building that community is absolutely key. And no matter what medium you are, if it's a combination of Twitch and YouTube or YouTube and Twitter, whatever it may be. So building those communities is important. Putting links in front of your audience where it makes sense is important. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I think email is also really important. Having that direct relationship with your users via an email address is great. But going back to something we talked about just real briefly earlier, Amazon is the biggest affiliate program out there. It's a great affiliate program to start off with. It converts well. It pays decent commissions, but they're also very stringent with their rules. One of the things they have is that you cannot include affiliate links in offline material. In email, they consider offline. They want to be able to be sure that they can check some source where that affiliate link is at any time. And possibly even see information that flows through as well, like the refer information. So you can't put a affiliate link in, actually a PDF or the back of a book, et cetera. It has to go to some sort of landing page before it actually goes onto Amazon, so they can track that landing page going forward. So again, where should affiliate links live? Affiliate links should live everywhere. But there is some nuances to ensure that you are doing it correctly. Again, if Amazon is where you're seeing a good opportunity to monetize, that you're following Amazon's rules, because nothing is worse than working really hard, seeing those commissions roll in, and then getting cut off and losing the last 2 months. Exactly. The clawback.
That's interesting. I didn't know that, actually. I didn't know that it was that you couldn't do offline materials. So that's a great tip for anybody who is doing their own stuff. Send all of your traffic to landing pages, which then have your affiliate links in them. I suppose that's what Jesse Lakes helps with.
We do have a landing page, yes.
Nice. And so what are some of the biggest mistakes you see creators making in terms of, one of the biggest ones I'm sure is not starting affiliate marketing, but what are some of the other big mistakes you see creators making and the missed opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, just to hit that nail on the head a little bit harder, you are mentioning products all the time, whether you mean to do it, whether it's an active recommendation or a passive recommendation, right? You've got that stone teardrop in the background is really cool. I kind of, I'm still trying to figure out a gift for my wife for Christmas. If you had an affiliate link in your video description, I would probably click on that and check that out, because it looks awesome. And you weren't actively trying to promote that, but we consumers, and we're all consumers, any community as a consumer is going to be interested in those types of things. So giving them an easy access to do exactly that is really important. So starting affiliate marketing early is relatively easy to do. It also can really help you quantify what your channel or your audience is worth, right? If you find that your audience converts really well and absolutely loves this product, well, the first time you go to negotiate a sponsorship deal, you've actually got some numbers to back it up. So when you request some number and they ask why, you can give them X, Y, Z to do it. So start early, pay attention to those numbers. The other thing, and this is really more akin to Genius Link, is just pay attention to what your audience, what their makeup is as well, right? Your audience can come from all over the world. It can be very diverse in language and how they access your videos, etc. You may find that 30% of your traffic is coming from the US, and you thought all your traffic was coming from the US, but you realize that you actually have this huge amount of people coming from Asia, or they're coming from Africa, and actually you're connecting a lot on mobile devices, iOS, right? So maybe you should do slightly shorter videos that look good on a phone instead of a big TV or whatever it may be. So there's really pay attention and understand your audience so that you can cater to them as well, not only through affiliate marketing or affiliate links, but also through what your channel's doing. So there's don't don't try to sell, umbrellas to ducks in the puddle, right? It's people are going to require certain things, figure out what it is and kind of roll with it, but understand your audience is key with that.
That's a great point as well, bringing in that data for other monetization strategies. So if you're doing like sponsored content, or you're even doing like banner ads or something, you can say like, hey, look, this is my rate because this is how much I can make with my own links. And to make it worthwhile, you need to like double or triple that rate. Otherwise I'm not going to do it. So that's a point.
You take that brand that you want to work with and say, okay, I'm going to use the affiliate link to Amazon, but for every sale I make, because Amazon will tell you specifically what was sold, I want you to pay me another $5 or another $10 or whatever. So, hey, Canon, I'm going to sell this lens. We're going to push hard on it. I'm going to use my affiliate revenue as the baseline. And now you're going to pay me an additional affiliate commission, essentially, even though we're selling it through Amazon. I now have the data to tell you, what needs to happen. So you can kind of take that affiliate relationship and move it even further, because Canon's going to love that you sell, a $500 lens and they only have to pay you an extra $5 because that's great ROI for them. It's only upside for them.
That's really clever, because then the tracking and attribution and all that sort of stuff is already taken care of. So the technical side of stuff, Amazon's sorting out for you. So you don't even need to go and set up any specific programs or anything like that. So
exactly. And as a marketer yourself, attribution is one of the hardest things to figure out, right? So when you do these sponsorship deals, they see your audience, they know you're going to, make some calls, you can do a video, but it's a lot of blind trust on their part. And, hopefully it all works out and they're able to repeat it. But if you have that attribution and you can nail it, that, you got 1,000 clicks and, 200 sales and, so 20% conversion, that's insane. Any marketer at a major corporation will eat that up, and it makes them look good too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think some of the best affiliates we've ever worked with has been YouTubers for sure. They just have, from what we've done, they just have the best conversion rates. They draw in the best traffic. It's kind of like evergreen, that sort of stuff. What do you find from the affiliate standpoint is the best sort of channel or medium for creators to maximize their affiliate revenue?
It's a great question, and I don't have a great answer. It's different for everyone. The YouTube creators that have really taken time to know their audience do really well, because they know when to introduce the product, how to introduce it, what to talk about, where those affiliate links should live, etc. We have some authors that do incredibly well because they have such a good diverse base. They're cranking out books all the time. People will click to buy the book, but while they are in Amazon because they bought the book, they also do their grocery shopping or buying TVs and toasters, right? And that author, even though their book only costs $5, is still selling this other gear and is getting commission from all that. So, for certain authors, you do it this way because that's what your audience responds to. For certain YouTubers, you do it this way because that's what your audience responds to. Some people find that, putting links on, doing live streams on Twitch is actually better because they can interact with that audience. They're going to get more engagement than just dropping links into their YouTube description. Not saying you shouldn't do both, but they'll find that actually, converts better, et cetera. So it's really, again, crappy answer. It's on you to figure out what works best. You need to experiment. You need to try different things. There are some baselines, right? Make sure that every YouTube video has, what you're actively promoting and what you're passively promoting. Make sure you're not spamming. Kit, again, is a great platform. Include the awesome things on your bookshelf in your background, or the camera or gear that you're using to create the videos. There's just those basic things that should be included, but that's your baseline. How can you get something even better from there?
Yeah, no, I think it is good. And, following the audience, you've always got to build the audience and the community first and then do the affiliate, I think. Because you need to have traffic for affiliate marketing to work. Really drilling down on your most engaged people and where you have the biggest audience and leverage or influence, I suppose. Okay, so going back to Genius Link and Kit. So what are some of the biggest challenges that you kind of face in getting those set up or running the day-to-day of those in the industry?
Yeah, so they're both self-serve platforms. So as creators, there is some friction, right? If you're using Amazon's affiliate program, you have to sign up for the different Amazon affiliate programs. It's not an easy process. That being said, it's the same questionnaire. It's the same things. When it's in a foreign language, just use Chrome because it's got Google Translate built in. So education, and then executing, just doing a repetitive task for an hour or two to get that all set. Those are typically the biggest hurdles, right? Knowing that there's a problem and then solving the problem. For myself is kind of trying to take both these companies and continue to make them bigger. It goes back to what we were talking about a little bit earlier, where the only constant is change. The industry is shifting and evolving. As you hinted at earlier too, Amazon has these commission cuts, right? It seems that out of the last 3 times out of the last 4 years in April, Amazon has made a relatively significant cut in commission. So it's when the environment shifts and changes like that, we need to be adaptable and be ready to be ready for it. And it's we're a relatively small team. There's a lot of moving pieces, and it takes us a little while to see ahead of the curve or to make changes as things happen as well. So it's that change.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. And maybe drilling into that one a little bit more. So how do you overcome that? How do you kind of stay ahead of, these changes that Amazon are making? Is there a safety net you can put in by not putting all your eggs in one affiliate basket? Should you be part of multiple programs, or should you how can you kind of minimize the risk of those commission cuts or those rule changes?
Yeah, thank you. Great question. And that's exactly what we've been trying to solve for the last couple of years. We're calling it's what we call the multi-retailer strategy. It's the idea that you as the creator, your job, what you owe the consumer is that product recommendation, right? It's this microphone or this camera or whatever it is. You put all your time and effort into that, recommending that specific product. Let us help you with kind of that last mile of the recommendation. And what we're doing is this multi-retailer thing. And the idea is that Amazon has 39 and some change % US e-commerce market share, call it 40%. That means still that, 2 out of every 5 sales happen on Amazon. 3 out of 5 sales happen outside of Amazon. Amazon's huge. It's massive. Walmart was next largest at 5%, but still it's not the only story. Amazon, in other countries doesn't have quite the same market share. So if you can provide your community, your consumers, with multiple different buying options for that single product, which is exactly the technology that we've been really pushing hard on for the last couple of years. It works out well for them. It works out well for you. The idea being that they can do some price comparison, some price shopping on the fly. So they can click each of your affiliate links to look at Walmart and Best Buy or B&H, whatever those other ones are. They can see who has the best price. They can see who has it in stock. They can see what the shipping is, and they can make the choice that makes sense for them. And traditionally, we always thought that adding more clicks, more friction in that process is going to lower your conversion rate. But we're actually finding that people really appreciate you doing that hard work for them, having that curation so that they can make those choices. We're finding this whole micro conversion thing is actually building momentum towards that final purchase. So conversions have gone up, commissions have gone up by helping to start to diversify your revenue. You promote the product. You as a creator focus on the product. Us as Genius Link let us help you, with that landing page that shows the different buy options. At the end of the day, you should be making more money. Your consumers should be more happy. You should be a bit more insulated. And we can also take care of a lot of the compliance things as well. So you don't have to worry about your FTC disclosure in your YouTube description because it needs to be worded in a very specific way. We spent the time researching that. Let us worry about that and just make sure it's there for you at all times. Interesting.
Yeah. It's a crazy industry. And some people do extremely well with it. It's unbelievable. And in terms of I suppose the future of the industry, I know the big topic right now is Facebook versus Apple. What do you think the implications on the tracking thing is going to have on the affiliate marketing industry? Because I know I have a very big ads background, so running a lot of Facebook ads, Google ads, and all that sort of stuff. And those industries are furious. So I can imagine that affiliate marketing is in a pretty similar boat, but we'd love to hear your opinion on it.
So I'm only looking at this through very specific lenses. I don't have the crazy background that you have, so take this all with a grain of salt. But attribution is essential, right? As marketers, we need to know what does and doesn't work. And we've been battling that for a long time. And it feels like just as we're getting to a point where we really can kind of understand how attribution looks and works and, put the money where what works and pull money away from what doesn't work, something changes. And I think you're absolutely right with the stuff that Apple's doing, was it ITP V2 or whatever it is, pulling out some of that link decoration, the third-party cookies don't track longer than 24 hours, whatever it is going to cause some challenges. But it's also, I think, really good for the affiliate industry as well, because we've been really stuck with this whole last click attribution model for way too long. That's really not great, especially for creators. Last click attribution tends to reward the coupon and deal sites better because they're lower down the funnel, where us creators at the top, who are helping build the awareness factors, helping kind of open people's eyes initially, need to get rewarded for that. So I think it's actually going to be good in the long run that things are going to be shifted a little bit. Hopefully they settle out in a way that's better for creators. I also think that it's going to lead to more in-house tracking, in-house affiliate programs. Traditionally, the affiliate model was it used a quote-unquote affiliate network. An affiliate network was a tracking tool, a third party that would allow you to sign up for multiple different affiliate programs, would give you your payouts, et cetera. But they required a redirect before they sent you onto the store, and that extra redirect so they could set some cookies, so they could then read the cookies later. So I think we will continue to see disruption. I think disruption ultimately is good for the industry. I think the affiliate networks, while they add a lot of value, I think we'll see less and less of the affiliate link redirecting through them before it goes to the actual destination, just because if you can keep it as first-party cookies all the way through, there's less of an issue of that information getting siphoned off. So Apple does that. Amazon does that. There's a number of other ones where you start off with the Apple link or the Amazon link, and it has that tracking tag, that parameter that will convert into the cookie and it's needed. So yeah, it's disruption. It's change. Again, the only constant is change. That might be the theme for today's conversation. But as it goes, the affiliate industry is incredibly adaptive, and things will be figured out and may not be perfect. But at the end of the day, it solves a real problem between creators recommending products and brands rewarding those creators for their efforts.
Yeah, so I would say, just to sort of go over the final few things here. So let's maybe address this at each level. So if I'm just getting started with affiliate, if I'm kind of like doing a little bit, or if I'm a pro, what are 3 tips for each one of those 3 levels?
So if you're just getting started, I think honestly staying focused. Start with the Amazon affiliate program. If you're recommending sort of products, it's again the easiest to do. They've got a global footprint. You can use a tool like Genius Link. There's others out there to ensure you're taking advantage of that global audience. So yeah, just get started. Keep it simple. Use one. Run with it. For an intermediate, again, I would really encourage you to start paying attention to your global audience, seeing where people are coming from, so that you can really start to monetize them as well. Best Buy does not do a good job shipping to outside of the US. B&H does a much better job. Amazon has stores outside. So again, knowing what your audience is, what they're buying, et cetera, can really help you optimize there. The other one kind of that would stick in that middle ground is also starting to pay attention to the health of your links. So
what does that mean?
So link rot is this whole concept that a link that was built in 1999 probably still doesn't work today because something changed. The URL structure changed or whatever, and that's a broken link, and that broken link does no one any good. So when it's an affiliate link that's broken, that means that you took someone that had some interest, they clicked on it and they get an error message, and you gave them 180 degrees of what they wanted. They wanted to be able to buy something, and you gave them a bad user experience. So link health is what we kind of consider making sure that the affiliate links that you have are going to a product that's in stock, or essentially not going to a 404, but also going to a product that's in stock. So by the time you got to a medium level affiliate marketer, you've probably placed some links over a number of weeks, months, years. It's a good idea to know how those links are functioning. You can go click on them, which is actually kind of against Amazon's terms of service. There's other tools out there as well. This is, again, something that we offer with Genius Link as well, but just knowing that all your links are working hard. And then kind of, I guess, the solution, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, you keep going.
I think the solution for kind of the more advanced, people that have really kind of dialed in their Amazon game plan, figured out kind of affiliate marketing, what makes sense for them and their community, really encourage those to check out the multi-retailer game. We see, CNET, Digital Trends, Wirecutter, some of the biggest names in affiliate marketing are taking advantage of this. Again, don't promote the product with just a single affiliate link. Use multiple different, buy buttons, because you can actually see your revenue increase, your conversion rates increase. So yeah, we're seeing some of these professional affiliates seeing some great upside from doing exactly that. Stop putting all your eggs in one basket. Try it out.
Yeah, no, I think that's a massive learning as well, and not even just affiliate, just almost anything online right now. It's just like, you've got to diversify. You've got to think about all these options, but then again, at the same time, not spread yourself too thin. Exactly. So do some research. Find out what works for your channel, find out what works for your niche, focus on those things, maybe have 2 or 3 different options for checkouts, or even just, hedge your affiliate revenue in general. And, maybe link to Amazon for one blog post, different one for another, and kind of just try and diversify a little bit. But in general, Jesse, this has been awesome. There's so much information here, and the affiliate marketing world is massive, and I think the general creator doesn't really jump in early enough. I do think that there is so much potential there, but then these influencers with massive audiences don't understand what revenue is possible through some of these affiliate programs. So I think this is going to be really insightful for them. Where can we find more about affiliate marketing, more about you? And just kind of like give us next steps if we want to dive deeper into this.
Yeah. So back in the days of conferences, Affiliate Summit was the conference for affiliate marketers from just getting started to experienced. Unfortunately, we're not going to see one until late this year, but that's they've got a great website, newsletter as well. But that is the conference for kind of affiliate marketing at scale. We write a lot, not to keep talking about Genius Link, but we spend a lot of time on our blog as far as education as well. So there's a lot of affiliate plus creator related conversations going on there. And then, there's definitely some great YouTubers that also spend a lot of time talking specifically about how affiliate marketing fits into their channel. There's we regularly retweet those as well. So probably Twitter is the best place to kind of keep an eye on us or interact with us, and also see, we like to amplify the lessons that we're learning and that we think other creators should be learning as well. So at Genius Link is a good start.
Nice. And I'll drop all your info and like links to all your socials and all that sort of stuff. Thank you so much for your time today.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it. And I think, not only I learned a bunch, but I'm sure all the listeners are going to learn a lot as well. But thanks, Jesse. Have a fantastic rest of the week.
My absolute pleasure. Thank you all.
If you like the show, remember to share it with friends and coworkers. You can also check us out and share past episodes at blitzgrowth.com. Hit subscribe and leave a review letting us know how this podcast has personally helped you and your business. If you have any topics you'd like us to cover, make sure to send us an email via blitzgrowth.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on our next episode.